Hey, it's Dr. Charschan. I want to share a couple of new hip capsule stretches that I've developed when I was having some sciatic pain. Interesting story, but I went to two massage therapists who gave me clues. Two of my colleagues who basically adjusted me told me I was fine, and then I did a video and was questioning why I did the video in June and why my hip was sitting up. And life is a journey, as many of us know. And what I found out was that I'd actually outgrown my need for orthotics and didn't realize it until I started to develop pain and then had really bad sciatic pain. So I finally solved it myself by realizing that in some of my shoes, they were raising my hip up without an orthotic. I removed the inserts. Some of the shoes I was now level. Other shoes that I go and try to buy new, my hip is up. So I always check this now. So life is a journey, as we all know. So here's two capsule stretches that are different than the ones that I normally did for myself because I had no idea that this happened. But the thing is that these particular capsule stretches work really, really well. So let me show these to you. The first one is really for deep posterior capsule, and we're going to do this by using a table, but it works really, really well by putting your foot up on the armrest of your couch. And the second one is can be done sitting, and what we do is I could actually do this in a chair. Any chair that has a gas piston in it, like most of the office chairs, are going to work really, really well. Let's go and do them. Okay, so the first capsule stretch is for the deep posterior part of the capsule. Now, many of the capsule stretches that I usually show people wasn't really getting to where my problem's at because I stretch my capsules out regularly because of the physical work that I do. So the first capsule stretch that I'm going to show you are make believe that I'm on the armrest of a couch. And we're all different heights. Some of us are higher, some of us are lower. If you're shorter, you might find that's too high for you. And what you'll do is you'll put your foot up on the couch, just like this. And the first thing you'll do is you're going to let the knee bend on the back here, all right? And as we're bending it, it increases the angle at the hip. The next thing we're going to do is just lean forward. And if you're really tight in that posterior portion of the capsule, it might be really, really sore, and it might be really, really tight. And then keep on stretching into it and leaning forward. And you can hold that stretch for about 2 to 3 minutes. That's what I usually recommend with most capsule stretches because these tissues will loosen up very, very nicely using a capsule stretch. But the thing is that they'll stretch out at their pace, not at yours. And then we just keep on stretching it. And you'll notice as we're going on very slowly, I'm going a little farther, a little farther, a little farther as the tissues stretch out. Don't force it, just use your body weight, and then just do it for 2 or 3 minutes. All right, the second capsule stretch that I'm going to show you today is, this one is going to really isolate the hip. And you got to be very careful because we don't want to go ahead and push too hard or too fast. But when you're sitting here, you can bring the leg up, and you can bring the hip up like this. Now you might notice that, wow, that's a lot of strain. Well, if that's the direction that you need to stretch the hip, now we can do is we could just sit there and lean into it. And again, same rules apply, 2 to 3 minutes, not too hard, not too fast, and continue to go in. Now, the beauty of it is you're going to do this on both sides because you may not be able to tell which side is tighter. So for instance, I could switch sides and I might notice that, oh, you know what, I have a harder time bending in this one. So it doesn't mean one's tighter and one's looser, and it doesn't mean it's tighter in that direction, but you don't want to force your way in. So you want to lean into the restriction, like I'm doing here. Now the thing is, as this starts to loosen up, the beauty of these chairs is it has this gas piston. So as you can see, I just dropped it down, but by keeping my foot planted, I've already increased the amount of tension on that hip. And now I can do this again. So as it continues to loosen up, I can just hang in that position and drop it again and again and again until I get the desired amount of stretch for about 2 to 3 minutes. So these are two brand new capsule stretches based on my own journey. So many of the things that I show people are often things that are not what everybody else is showing, because the truth is that one size doesn't fit all. And you're going to find that if your hip capsules are really tight in these positions, these capsule stretches are going to yield great benefits.